Howdy. This time I'm looking at Marvel Transformers Green Hulk. For similar reasons to Black Costume Spider-Man, I won't be getting the grey version of this toy. The alt mode is, appropriately, a tank. But this is one of those cases where it's a tank, just because it has a turret, a gun, and some treads. It's not based on any existing models. That said, it's incredibly bulky, and there's a ton of armoured mold detailing all over, along with some battle damage on the front. The gun is a bit too short compared to the rest of the tank, but it still looks very threatening in general. The colour scheme is fitting for both the Hulk and a tank. Plus, the grey and the gold provide some nice contrast. As for mech extras, well, the whole waist section can be seen from the back, so this is best viewed from the front. The tank rolls, and the gun moves up and down, but the turret doesn't turn due to the transformation. The gun doesn't fire anything for the same reason. Perhaps the biggest problem with this tank is its stability. The turret doesn't peg onto the body very solidly, and the gun tends to split apart as you move it up and down. See what I mean? Despite the problems it causes, I like the transformation of this figure. The treads become arms, and the turret becomes legs, with the gun halves forming heel spurs. It's a unique conversion for a tank, and makes for a more interesting figure overall. Though the alt mode is okay, the mech mode is where the figure really shines. Like with the tank, his proportions are positively monstrous, which suits the character to a T. Also, there are hardly any tank parts that look out of place. All the parts mesh into the overall figure. Definitely a plus. The colour layout matches the character's appearance, being mostly green with bits of gold and dark grey, including the grey on his pants. He's still got all that armoured mold detail on him, but between the vents on his chest and his head sculpt, he has a sort of Frankenstein's monster vibe to him. Articulation is pretty good for the most part. He even has posable thumbs. A few of the joints are ratcheted, and his heel spurs are quite big, so he's pretty stable at least. Unfortunately, proper waist movement is sacrificed for his gimmick. You position an arm, like so, pull it back, and you get a very weak punch. This gimmick will actually work from either direction, but it isn't too effective unless you push the arm back as far as you can, or you just wiggle the figure about like so. I think the latter will become an addiction for some. Finally, I said the mech looks fairly clean all round, but these panels don't peg in very securely. And these panels don't peg into anything at all. Other than that, this is a cool looking mech. He has his flaws, but I think I can safely suggest that if you only pick up one Marvel crossover, make it the Green Hulk. Next I'm reviewing Revenge of the Fallen Depth Charge. Until then... What the...